Hello friends, I welcome you to this lecture series on computer networks. In this lecture series, my aim is to cover basic topics related to computer networks. I will also cover or demonstrate various lab practicals. So this series will be a combination of both theory as well as practice. Without wasting time, let us start our first lecture in this series. So we start with course introduction. As I have just mentioned that our aim is to cover all the topics related to an undergraduate course on computer networks. Our focus is not on just theory, but we will give equal weightage to lab work also. Without spending much time on other things, I will directly tell you the objectives of this particular session. So the objectives are, very first thing is that we want to define the term networks, and then we will understand some example networks. I will give you two examples. Then we will become familiar with applications of networks. So these are the three objectives of this particular session. So let us start. So we are asking a question that what is a computer network? The answer is that a computer network is a set of interconnected computers. Computers can be connected either through wires or they can be connected without wires. So if computers are connected with the help of wires, we say that it is a wired computer network. If computers are connected without wires, we say that it is a wireless computer network. Here is the example number 1. As you can see here, in this particular diagram, that I have assumed that in a computer lab, 10 computers are present, PC1, PC2, PC3 till PC10, and they all are connected to a device known as switch. This is also known as network switch, and this is how it looks like. This is how it looks actually, network switch. From each of the PCs, a cable is coming to the switch. This is how it looks in reality. You can see here that in this switch, some sky blue color cables are coming. They are Ethernet cables, and these are yellow color cables. They are fiber cables. We will discuss about different types of cables at a later point of time. But right now my focus is to explain an example network in a simple way. So coming back to this diagram, we can see that a printer is connected to PC10. One more thing, as these PCs are connected to this switch, now these PCs can communicate with each other. Or I can say that any two computers can now communicate through this switch. Suppose some user on PC1 wants to send a message to a user on PC10, then the first message will go to switch, and via switch that message will go to PC10. There is an application which is known as IP Messenger. It is used for communication over a network. You can install IP Messenger in each of the PCs and you can chat with your friends sitting on some other machine. So you are sitting on PC1, your friend is sitting on PC2, you both have installed IP Messenger, you can chat. So main use of network is communication, exchange of messages. In addition, as it is written, resource sharing is also an application of networking. As this printer P is connected to PC10, and if this printer is shared, then the users of PC1 to PC9, they can also use this printer. What I mean is that suppose a user X is sitting at PC2, he wants to print something, then he will open, for example, Microsoft Word. He will open its document in Microsoft Word, and then when he gives print command, the document will be printed at this printer. The condition is that the user at PC10 should have shared his printer. Similarly, suppose the user at PC10 has shared some portion of his hard disk. That means if the user wants to make some files and some folders public to this network, then the shared files and folders can be accessible to the users of remaining computers. This happens in a college environment, or even this can happen in every organization, that some files or some circulars, some study material is to be shared with others. Then the owner will put that material in shared files, he will put it in shared folders, and then other users can access them from their own computers. So resource sharing is a major advantage of computer networks, or I can say it is a major application of computer networks. Sometime I will also show you that how to share files and folders. Going to next example, as you can see that in this example 1, there were PCs, a switch, and that's all. So this was a LAN setup, local area network. Local area network means a network which is spanning a small area, typically a lab or an office or an institute. This is second example of computer network, where you can see that PCs are connected to switch. We have already studied this, but now this switch is connected to a device known as gateway. G stands for gateway. And this gateway in turn is connected to core internet. And this is how typically most of the organizations and institutes are connected to internet. So this portion, the portion that I am going to circle right now, this portion is present at some organization, or I should say this is client part. A company or an institute or a college has this setup. It has a LAN, and then switch is connected to gateway, and gateway has a connection to core internet. Internet or core internet is a collection of routers. This R1, R2, R3, R4, these are the routers. As such, internet is a collection of large number of routers, but for illustration purpose, I have shown only 4 routers. The routers are connected together. Just to explain you an application of internet, I have connected a machine known as WS. WS means web server. We assume that this machine is hosting or storing a website known as abc.com. Now, when we assume that a person or a user is sitting at PC1 and he has opened a web browser, and in his web browser he has typed www.abc.com. So what happens is that from his PC a request message goes to switch, from switch request message goes to gateway, from gateway it goes to router R1, then to router R4, and then to web server. Web server machine receives the request message and then it sends the reply message back to the client machine. So this is what happens when we open a website. And this is how we typically use networks in our day-to-day life. Either we use LAN, as I have mentioned here, or we use internet. And you know that we use internet for different purposes, not only for surfing website. We also use it for sending emails, for video conferencing. And there are a large number of uses. But to just build a base or to start with, I have given these 2 examples. The next thing is that what we are going to look at in the next tutorial. In the next tutorial, I will talk about the design issues in computer networks. Design issues means that when you design a network, it can be either this internet or it can be a local area network. Which challenges come in front of you? So these are the design issues, which design decisions you take. And then how do you solve those issues? So if you have clear idea about design issues and their solutions, you can completely understand the entire working of internet or computer network. Thank you for watching this tutorial. We will meet soon in the next tutorial. Thank you.